So, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the guided meditation. If anyone is looking for the intro to meditation class, that's actually next door to your right. Or if you're all meant to be here, then wonderful. So I'm Venerable Munissara. I'm from Dhammasara Monastery in Gijiganath, as you may know here, but for people online, there's a nuns monastery there, from which I hail. So let's just do some meditations. Sorry I was a little bit late, but there's always unforeseen circumstances. So today, we'll be doing a little tribute, an event in part of the ongoing series of events in tribute to Ajahn Brahm's 50th anniversary as a bhikkhu. So I thought I might do something Ajahn Brahm related today in the guided meditation. I just want to check around the room if there's anyone who doesn't know who he is. Right, I didn't think so. So then, but of course we all know him at various levels of familiarity. A lot of you are very familiar, I can tell. But if anyone's new, then I'm just saying for this meditation, you can also think of someone else that you would like to. So one of the things that Ajahn Brahm often teaches, which I have found to be very true, is that, when you start the meditation, it's really helpful sometimes to not just go straight to the breath and just try to keep banging on the breath, but to arouse some inspiration and joy at the start. Because when you do that, and your mind is already joyful and bright at some level, then it's easier to be with whatever meditation object that you are working with. And one kind of joy arising type meditation, which the Buddha himself talked about, was Jaganusati, which is the recollection of one's own liberality, generosity, acts in which one has renounced one's concern with one's very important self and actually given of one's time, one's energy, one's talents, one's expertise, and really given of one's heart to help something aside from ourselves, someone else, a bigger cause, whatever. So this is something which can go together with thinking of somebody who really inspires us, in the sense that we can think not only of how this person himself, Ajahn Brahm or whoever else you'd like to think about, has offered this kind of selfless service to others, but how even in this act of meditating, we can use that as a sort of giving of ourselves to give back to this person as a kind of, it's not like a gift that you can put in a box or tie with a ribbon, but it's the gift of actually practicing their teachings. Because I think Ajahn Brahm was asked once when he went on one of his tours in Malaysia, how can we show our gratitude to, our dear teacher? And his answer was to meditate every day. So we're doing meditate on Saturday. So maybe that's something. But also because I was just recently writing something to contribute to the book in tribute to Ajahn Brahm, and one of the fellow nuns commented to me that because I had a small injury, which I guess she had noticed that maybe I was in pain or whatever the past weeks, and she said, "Oh, is your injury getting better?" Because I looked very happy that day or something. I said, "Oh no, it's not to do with my injury. It's just because whenever I do something for Ajahn Brahm, it makes me really happy." So even writing that piece, just a short, it's not a big deal, just writing a small piece for the book, it gave me a lot of joy to do that, because we are rarely in the position to do stuff for Ajahn Brahm. He's always doing stuff for us, but we are rarely in the position where we can actually do something more than meditate every day for him. So it gave me a lot of joy. So I thought that might be a sort of a fun theme to our meditation today. is to think of someone. It doesn't have to be Ajahn Brahm, but think of someone in your life who has really inspired you by their various qualities, and how even just thinking of their good qualities already makes you happy and joyful. And then beyond that, thinking of an instance where you yourself have done something and given of yourself as a sign of gratitude to this person. And so it's kind of a weird melange of, of a mudita kind of meditation, where you have mudita, or sympathetic joy or appreciation and gladness when we see goodness in other people, but also a kind of recollection of our own goodness and giving. Maybe it's not just in this act of meditating today, maybe you've done other things to show your gratitude to your person in mind. And so we can use that all to sort of turbo boost and kickstart our meditation. So this is something which, with a guided meditation, it's hard, it's not something that you are obliged to follow at the pace in which I'm talking. So if it's more useful for you to just go out on your own pace and, ignore whatever's happening, whatever I'm talking about, then please feel free, because we all meditate at a different pace. But I also just wanted to mention that, sometimes these kinds of inspiration or joy practices, you can't force them. And sometimes if you're actually not in the best of moods, you're feeling a little bit, tired or anxious or pissed off at somebody or something, you can't just kind of force your mind into joyful right away. So if at the start of the meditation you feel you need to take more time just to be with your feelings that are not pleasant, and just to let them, express themselves first, then please do so, because otherwise it becomes a kind of suppression to just, stamp down your unpleasant feelings or your suffering with some kind of joyful thought, and like forcing yourself to be joyful right away. In my own experience, that never really works. So just do what feels right to you and right to your state of mind at this moment. So that's enough talking. Let's do some meditation. So if you want to just readjust yourselves, if you're not already feeling very comfortable, to sit in a way where you're balanced, your back is straight but relaxed and alert, your hands in a way that feels comfortable to you, your knees and your feet relatively happy. And then just notice your face. If there's any kind of tension in your eyes, between the eyes, relaxing them. Relaxing the muscles in your cheeks, around your mouth. Just noticing what happens to the rest of your body when your face is relaxed. And then relaxing the rest of your body. Moving down from your neck and shoulders, down to your chest, your abdomen, feeling them open up and relax. And your arms down to your fingertips. Just relax, release. Then your back, down to your hips. Just relaxing. And then your legs, down to your feet. And checking in with your mind. Are there any lingering emotions from what's happened earlier today? Whether that be joyful emotions or any less joyful emotions, difficult emotions. Just notice where you feel them in your body. If you notice any areas of tightness and tension that are related to these emotions, just give it some space. Let those feelings be felt fully. If you need to take more time to be with these feelings, relax around them, you can do so. And if your mind feels ready to bring up some figure in your life who has inspired you, then you can do that. Think of someone who has really shown you, not with any words or any teachings, but through their deeds, through their being, kindness and compassion. Wisdom and equanimity. You can bring to mind a certain experience you've had with them, where you really felt this strongly, that left a real impression on you. Just go back to that day or that hour or that moment, bring it up again. How does it make you feel? Let yourself enjoy that feeling of joy or inspiration. Really feel it, maybe in your chest or wherever in your body you feel it. Give it time to really be expressing itself and for you to experience it. This is what it's like to dwell on what's good. Now think of a time where you've been able to do something to express your gratitude to this person. Maybe some way you've helped them, even in a small task. Or even the times you've thought of them with gratitude or wished them well. Or even today, just meditating, sharing your peace and happiness with them. adding some peace and happiness to this world in their honor. How does that make you feel? When you think of your own goodness, your own giving, your own kindness. You can imagine spreading any feelings of joy or uplift or peace, spreading it through your whole body. And if your mind feels inclined towards your breath, you can try noticing how your breath feels when your mind is joyful. You can just enjoy experiencing this joyful breath. So now just be quiet, and everyone can meditate in whatever way they wish to. So as we're getting close to the end of the meditation, you can just check in with your mind again. How does it feel now? What might be some of the reasons why? How did you use your mind? What attitudes do you have as you meditated? Not really how you used your mind, but how your mind just became on its own. What might have led to any difficulties or diminishing of peace? What led to its increase? And finally, we can just share the goodness that arises from sitting quietly, training the mind. So whatever peace or happiness you feel, you don't have to measure it. You can just enjoy it and share it with everyone in this room, with everyone in your life. And everyone in this world, or this universe. And finally, we specially dedicate this peace or happiness to Ajahn Brahm. May he be happy to know that so many of us are spending our Saturday afternoon meditating. So may all beings be well and happy, be free from all suffering, live with ease, and be fully and truly liberated. And now you can just gently ease yourself out of meditation. If you've been on cloud 9, you can just slowly begin your descent. Have a safe landing, and I'll ring the bell 3 times. You can open your eyes at the end of the 3rd bell. So I'm sorry, today we don't have any time for questions because at 4:15 we will be having a special event. I shall interrogate Ajahn Brahmali, and he's supposed to be allowed to ask me questions, but we'll see, on who is the real Ajahn Brahm. So if you'd like to stay on for that, you're most welcome. And if you can't, that's fine too. So have a nice Saturday. Do we arahang? Yeah, okay. So now let's just pay respects to the Triple Gem. Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasam Sipatipanno Bhagavata